Now the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by all together. Now the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the noses on the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by all together. Now the noses on the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the noses on the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the noses on the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the boys who put the powder on the noses of the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the boys who put the powder on the noses of the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the boys who put the powder on the noses of the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the boys who put the powder on the noses of the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the fascinating witches who put the scintillating stitches in the breeches of the boys who put the powder on the noses of the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the fascinating witches who put the scintillating stitches in the breeches of the boys who put the powder on the noses of the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the fascinating witches who put the scintillating stitches in the breeches of the boys who put the powder on the noses of the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now the fascinating witches who put the scintillating stitches in the breeches of the boys who put the powder on the noses of the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus were just passing by. Now if you want to take some pictures of the fascinating witches who put the scintillating stitches in the breeches of the boys who put the powder on the noses of the faces of the ladies of the harem of the court of King Caractacus, you're too late! Too late! Because they've just passed by. No, there was a wild colonial boy, Jack Doolan was his name. He ran away from Ireland and to Australia came. He robbed the wealthy squatters and their flocks he did destroy. And a terror to the rich man was the wild colonial boy. Hey! Now early one spring morning, as Jack Doogan rode along, listening to the little birds, their happy warbling song. You like the little birdie bit there? I'll do it again. He met 3 mounted troopers, Kelly, Davis and Fitzroy. And they swore that they would capture him, the wild colonial boy. So come along, me hearties, we'll roam the mountains high. Together we will plunder, and together we will die. We'll wander over valleys, and we'll gallop over plains. For we scorn to live in slavery, bound down by iron chains. Now it's the troopers talking, rough types. Surrender now, Jack Doogan, for you see it's 3-1. Surrender now, Jack Doogan, for your thieving days are done. He whipped the pistol from his belt, and he shook that little toy. I'll fight, but I won't surrender! Shouts the wild colonial boy. So he fired at Trooper Kelly. And he brought him to the ground. But then a shot from Davis gave the boy his mortal wound. As to rhyme with ground in the previous line. All shattered through the jaw he fell, still firing at Fitzroy. And that's the way they finished him, the wild colonial boy. So come along, me hearties, we'll roam the mountains high. Together we will plunder, together we will die. We'll wander over valleys, gallop over plains. For we scorn to live in slavery, bound down by iron chains.
There's a lake in South Australia, little lake with lovely name, and the story woven round it from the Pickaninnies came. Every night the native mothers croon this lovely lullaby, croon across the moonlit waters to the star up in the sky. Carra, Barra, Wirra, Canna, little star upon the lake, guide me through the hours of darkness, keep me safely till I wake. Pickaninnies' heads are nodding, drowsy crooning fills the air, little eyes at last are closing, and the boat of dreams is there. Guide my boat across the waters still and deep. Light me with your little candle safely to the land of sleep. Carra, Barra, Wirra, Canna, little star upon the lake, guide me through the hours of darkness, keep me safely till I wake.
There's a sneaky one. Starts off as oh, I'm leaning on a bank in Arizona, oh, not wanting to do no one any harm. When up rode the sheriff of the county, oh, jumped off the bus and grabbed me by the arm. Well, he said I was the robber of the mail train. Oh, he said I was the leader of the gang, and they put me up before a judge and jury. Now the verdict is that I'm gonna hang, but I'll be hanged if they're gonna hang me. I'll be hanged if they'll hang me to a tree. I've got so darn used to living, even if I ain't forgiven, I'll be hanged if they're gonna hang me. Well, they cut my hair and they handed me a number. They handed me a towel and cake of soap. They asked me would I like to go in swimming. I said no thanks boy, I'd rather skip the rope. Sent a letter to my sweetie on the prairie. I asked her would she help me make a break. She sent me a fruitcake with the file inside, but she forgot to send an axe to break the cake. Still I'll be hanged if they're gonna hang me. I'll be hanged if they'll hang me to a tree. I've got so darn used to living, even if I ain't forgiven, I'll be hanged if they're gonna hang me. So I sent another letter to my sweetie. I asked her would she send my 44. By mistake she sent a gun for shooting water. Now I'm in worse trouble than I was before. Still, I'll be hanged if they're gonna hang me. I'll be hanged if they'll hang me to a tree. I've got so darn used to living, even if I ain't forgiven, I'll be hanged if they're gonna hang me. Yeah, I'll be hanged if they're gonna hang me. If they do, I'll sue the penitentiary. I got so darn used to living, even if I ain't forgiven, I'll be hanged if they're gonna hang me.
Hurry, hurry home, love. Hurry back to Rotorua, to the mountains and the valleys. valley. Hurry home to me. I know you had to go. Please hurry back home, love. I miss you so. In my mind I hear you singing, and the echoes fill the valley. Across the lake of troubled waters, to the mountains in the sky. Oh, I know you had to go. Please hurry back home, love. I miss you so. Caractacus, ngawai rotorua, fitiatu koehine, marino ana ehine oki maira. Kamate aui, te aroha e. I know, you had to go. Please hurry back home, love. I miss you so. Please hurry back home, love. I miss you so.
I arrived in April 52, spring was here and the sky was blue. Started to drizzle very next day and rained and poured till the end of May. Still the more they try to keep me down, better I live in London town. Yeah, the more they try to grind you down, better I love this London town. They rob you in the parliament and they take away half your pay for rent. Now they've gone and passed a law, I'm not allowed to shoplift anymore. The more they try to keep me down, better I live in London town. Yeah, the more they try to grind you down, better I like this London town. Whenever the government sorts things out, everything goes up the spout. Well, this is the first year I can remember when the August bank holiday's been in September. The more they try to keep me down, better I live in London town. Yeah, the more they try to grind you down, better I love this London town. Could you go a bit quiet on this bit, Bert, because I've got a special melody in this one. The Ken John Stonehouse PMG says fourpence on a letter's no good to me. If you want to buy a stamp, buy a 5-penny, or it won't get delivered in the morning. The more they try to keep me down, better I live in London town. Yeah, the more they try to grind you down, better I love this London town. Topless waitresses here, is that true? I can't imagine that, can you? How do you take your coffee, Mac? Well, if it's all right with you, I'll have it black. The more they try to keep me down, better I live in London town. Yeah, the more they try to grind you down, better I love this London town. I went down Soho looking for sex and the girl said, sorry, I don't take checks. I said, okay, put away me book. Well, I only really came round to have a look. The more they try to keep me down, better I live in London town. Yeah, the more they try to grind you down, better I love this London town. Ding dong bell, pussy's in the well. Been down there for nearly a year. No wonder the water tastes bloody queer. The more they try to keep me down, better I live in London town. Yeah, the more they try to grind you down, better I love this London town. Last verse, gentlemen. Imagine Chi-Chi in a rage when they usher Ann into the cage. Don't expect me to get get excited, I don't want you.
I was invited.
Better I live in London town, the more they try to grind you down. Better I love this London town, the more they try to keep me down. Better I live in London town. Oh, yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, most of you are probably here because you have nothing better to do. Well, prepare to change your lives. Gird your loins. Strap down your women. I give you...
Barry van der Mast.
Australia, as we know it today, started its history as a convict settlement for England after America had suddenly become unavailable due to a short war. This is historic fact. This is fact. And in those days, hundreds and hundreds of people were sentenced at the Old Bailey, the big court in London, for crimes like stealing a pocket handkerchief. Their fate? Transportation for life to the dreaded convict settlement at Botany Bay. Farewell to old England forever. Farewell to you numbskulls as well. And farewell to the well-known Old Bailey, where I always did look such a swell. Singing to rely-o-rely-a-dee. Singing to rely-o-rely-a. Singing to rely-o-rely-a-dee. And I'll see you in Botany Bay. Now my crime against the old British nation was to take some dry bread one fine day. 'Twas death or 'twas transportation, so they tossed a coin, sent me away. Singing to rely-o-rely-a. Singing to rely-o-rely-a. Singing to rely-o-rely-a. And I'll see you in Botany Bay. Now there's the captain, he's our commander. Well, that stands to reason, doesn't it? There's the bosun and all of the crew, too. There's the first and the second class passengers. Only know what we poor convicts go through. Singing to rely-o-rely-a. Singing to rely-o-rely-a. Singing to rely-o-rely-a. And I'll see you in Botany Bay. Now take warning, you jukes, and the blooming old fat duchess says, pay close attention to what I say. Just make sure it's your own what you touch, he says, or you'll join us in Botany Bay. Singing to rely-o-rely-a. Singing to rely-o-rely-a. Singing to rely-o-rely-a. And I'll see you in Botany Bay. And I'll see you in Botany Bay. Do you like sound effect stuff? Well, you're more or less lumbered with it with me on stage, you realise that. This is a brand new invention, a miniaturised, transistorised electronic organ. First of its kind in the world, and it's a British invention. Burst of applause. Don't go mad now, that's enough. No, see, I haven't got Wedgwood Ben's permission to actually show this publicly yet. And it's called a stylophone. It works with this little stylus thing.
which is attached by this what's the name to the How's Your Father in the middle. And as you can see, it's got this tiny little keyboard. It looks like a piano that's had a heck of a row with the witch doctor, right? And what happens is you switch on the vibrato bit, make contact with the little metal tip to the metal keyboard. We went to a fancy dress ball the other night, my wife and I, and we got split up just after we'd got in there. There were millions of people there, and I come face to face with this girl, dressed in very little. She's gone along as a map of the world, tattooed from head to foot with a ballpoint pen. 1, 2.
Her nose was Birmingham, her chin was Amsterdam, and on her knees was Greece on her knees. Her back was Brazil, her chest was Primrose Hill, her hips were Constantinople. Just then I saw my wife, and to avoid all future strife, I let the rest of the world go by.
There's a track winding back to an old-fashioned shack along the road to Gundagai, where the blue gums are growing and the murrumbidge's flowing beneath the sunny sky, where my daddy and my mummy are waiting for me, and the pals of my childhood once more I will see. Then now will I roam when I'm heading straight for home along the road to Gundagai.
Sunrise, she bringing the morning. Sunrise, bringing the morning. Fluttering the skirts all around. Sunrise, she come with the dawning. Sunrise, come with the dawning. Spreading all the light all around. Sunrise on the kangaroo paw, sunrise on the kangaroo paw, glistening the dew all around. Sunrise filling all the hollows, sunrise filling all the hollows, lighting up the hills all around. Sunrise, come with the dawning. Sunrise, she come every day. Sunrise, bringing the morning. Sunrise, every day. She drive away the darkness. Every day, drive away the darkness, bringing back the warmth to the ground. Sunrise, oh,
rise, oh, spreading all the light all around. Sunny rise, bringing the morning. Sunny rise, bringing the morning. Sunny rise, bringing the morning, spreading all the light all around. Oh Lord, you made many, many poor people. I know, of course, it is no shame to be poor, but it's no great honor either. So would it have been so terrible if I had had just a small fortune? If I were a rich man, all day long I'd boom. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a bitty rich, idle man, I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen right in the middle of the town. Fine tin roof and real wooden floors below. There could be one long staircase just going up, and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere just for show. I'd fill my yard with chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, with each one squawking noisily as they can, and each loud would burst like a trumpet on the ear, as if to say, here lives a wealthy man. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd boom. As if I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a bitty rich, idle man, I'd see my wife, my Golda, looking like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin, supervising meals to her heart's delight. I'd see her putting on airs and strutting like a peacock. Hey, what a happy mood she's in, just screaming at the servants day and night. If I were rich, I'd have the time that I lack to sit in the synagogue and pray, and maybe have a seat by the eastern wall, and I'd discuss the holy books with the wise men 7 hours every day. This would be the sweetest thing of all. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd boom. As if I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man?